Hello friends, welcome to our channel. Watch the video till end and subscribe the channel. Today we uncover one of the most powerful and mysterious stories in world history. The untold truth behind a canal that has started wars, collapsed empires, and reshaped global power. A narrow waterway, only 120 miles long, yet controlling the fate of nations. This is the story of the Suez Canal. Thousands of years ago, ancient Egyptian pharaohs dreamed of connecting the Nile River to the Red Sea. They believed such a canal would make Egypt the center of world trade. But every attempt failed. The desert was merciless, the labor impossible, and the technology too limited. Still, the dream survived. From the sands of Egypt, it whispered through centuries, waiting for someone bold enough to make it real. Fast forward to 1798. Napoleon Bonaparte invaded Egypt. While exploring the region, his engineers made a stunning discovery: traces of an ancient canal. Napoleon became obsessed. He believed reopening the canal could allow France to bypass British control of trade routes to India. But there was one problem: his engineers miscalculated the elevation between the Mediterranean and the Red Seas. They thought the Red Sea was 30 feet higher, and that connecting the two would flood Egypt. Napoleon left Egypt in defeat. But the dream of the Suez Canal was reborn. Half a century later, a French diplomat named Ferdinand de Lesseps stepped forward. He convinced the Egyptian ruler, Said Pasha, to build the canal. In 1859, construction began. But behind the celebration was pain. Unimaginable pain. Over 30,000 Egyptian laborers were forced to dig through the desert by hand, often without food or water. Thousands died under the scorching sun. No monuments stand for them. No songs remember their names. They are the forgotten builders of one of the world's greatest engineering marvels. After 10 years of relentless work, on November 17, 1869, the Suez Canal finally opened. The dream of the pharaohs had come true. But Egypt's victory was short-lived. The canal changed everything. Ships could now travel from Europe to Asia without circling Africa, saving weeks of travel. Trade exploded. Britain, France, and other empires grew richer than ever. But for Egypt, it became a curse. Egypt had borrowed heavily to build the canal, and by the late 1800s, debt crushed the nation. Britain stepped in, not to help, but to take control. By 1882, the British Army occupied Egypt, claiming to protect the canal. In truth, they were protecting their empire, because whoever controlled the Suez Canal controlled the world's trade. For nearly 70 years, Britain ruled Egypt through this single lifeline. Then came 1956, the year the world held its breath. Egypt's bold and charismatic leader, Gamal Abdel Nasser, made a historic announcement. He nationalized the Suez Canal, taking it back from Britain and France. The reaction was explosive. Within days, Britain, France, and Israel secretly joined forces and invaded Egypt. Bombs fell on Egyptian cities. The canal became a war zone. But something unexpected happened. Both the United States and the Soviet Union, rivals in the Cold War, demanded that the invaders withdraw. Under pressure, the British and French armies pulled back. For the first time in modern history, Western powers were forced to retreat. And Egypt claimed victory. It was not just a victory for Nasser. It was a victory for the entire Arab world. Decades passed. The canal was expanded, modernized, and became busier than ever. Today, it handles over 12% of global trade. Oil, gas, food, and goods flowing between continents. Every hour, ships worth millions pass through. But in March 2021, a single ship changed everything. The Ever Given, one of the largest container ships ever built, ran aground, blocking the canal for 6 days. Global trade came to a standstill. Billions of dollars were lost. Factories halted. Oil prices soared. It was a shocking reminder the world still depends on this narrow strip of water. A canal that was once dug by hand under the desert sun still holds the world's economy in its grip. Behind every triumph, there are untold stories. The stories of Egyptian laborers who never returned home. The engineers who fought nature and politics. The empires that rose and fell for control of this lifeline. The Suez Canal is more than an engineering miracle. It is a symbol of ambition, suffering, power, and survival. It connects not just seas, but centuries of human dreams and greed. And even today, as ships pass quietly under the desert sky, the ghosts of those who built it still whisper their story through the wind. This was the untold story of the Suez Canal, a story of power, empire, and the cost of human progress. Thank you for watching our channel. Subscribe for more hidden chapters of world history.